Anti-bullying movement that sought to reduce verbal attacks on youngsters has become quite popular around the U.S. And with April serving as Autism Awareness Month, Meredith Gansman reports on an effort to combat bullying against those with autism.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism.
April is National Autism Awareness Month, and according to the CDC, 1 in every 88 children is diagnosed with autism. Even as the number of individuals with the syndrome grows, author and autism awareness advocate Jessie A. Saperstein says having Asperger's, the mildest form of autism, hasn't gotten any easier.
I consider my case to be mild, but there's really nothing mild about it. The problems it creates for myself and my peers can be quite severe.
Autism is a bioneurological developmental disability that impacts the normal development of the brain for social interaction, communication skills, and cognitive functioning. But Saperstein sees the syndrome a little differently.
I'd like to call it a character trait as opposed to a disability, because oftentimes the greatest disablers are the doomed first impressions, the misunderstandings, and irrational fear.
Those with autism and Asperger's often struggle with verbal and nonverbal communication and social interactions. In his book, Atypical, Saperstein attempts to explain what it's really like to have Asperger's.
There's a myth surrounding people like myself that we lack empathy. That is a total misconception. We have tremendous empathy. People with Asperger's are often the ones who will return your wallet or purse when it's left in the middle of New York City. We do care about other people's feelings. I think where people get confused is we have trouble seeing things from other people's points of view.
Working to modify his behavior has often created further misconceptions about his condition.
People view those with Asperger's as being really uptight, nervous, inflexible, but that actually comes from monitoring what comes out of one's mouth.
And for autistic children, being misunderstood often leads to being bullied.
They're very eccentric. They do not conform, not by choice. I mean, a lot of misconceptions is that the behavior problems are a choice, and they tend to be severely naive, and that makes them an easy target.
As the diagnosis of autism becomes more and more common in children, the need to educate young people in order to prevent misunderstanding and bullying is now more prevalent than ever. Lois Nyron is an administrator at Ramaz Middle School, a Jewish day school in Manhattan, where through different advisory programs, teachers work with students to prevent bullying.
We work with our youngest students in 5th grade through our 8th graders on issues of friendship and respect and the Jewish values of V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha and kavod habriot, to put things in a positive light.
To see how Nyron and Saperstein further combat bullying, tune into the full broadcast version of the Week in Review.